Hello everyone, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome you back to my next Super Smash Bros. Discussion. Sorry I haven't done one in like a week or two or whatever, but I kind of got to the point where I had to think of some new topics because I did all the ones I planned on doing, and then my mind blanked and I had to think of some. But this one I actually had planned since back then, but I kind of wanted to do it with the recording of the PS4 gameplay and use the game for it, but I don't have the game on the PS4 to do it, and I'm not going to just buy the game just to play it on PS4, just to do it in a video, because I'm already enjoying it on the Switch, and you see the name of the video, you see the thumbnail, you see what character I'm talking about. It's another topic of why do people want insert character herein, and today's topic is why do people want Travis Touchdown for Super Smash Bros. For those of you that don't know exactly who Travis Touchdown is the main character from the No More Heroes franchise from Grasshopper Studios, Suda51. If you haven't played No More Heroes specifically, maybe you've played games from him like Killer 7, Lollipop Chainsaw, or Killer is Dead. But people I've seen wanting to and requesting this character, requesting Travis Touchdown for Smash Brothers for a long, long time. I remember first hearing people mentioning wanting to see him in and wanting him in Smash Brothers way back in the Brawl days, and I was wondering who the hell this character was because that was before I started playing No More Heroes. But I seen them mentioned after we got like Sonic and Snake, people wanted him in there, which at the time, yeah, it might have been a little... He would have been way too unknown and way too new because the first No More Heroes game came out on the Wii back in 2007, 8-ish range, like right around the time that Smash Brothers Brawl came out. But then I started seeing people hype him up more and wanting him more like when the days of speculation for Smash Bros. 4 came along, and now with Smash Bros. Ultimate, it seems like his numbers are growing and growing and growing. People that want him and request him are growing. And in fact, I would actually notice that myself because, quite frankly, he is one of the characters, and this is going to be another biased one, like the Shantae video and like Sora and whatnot, like a character that I'm going to be fair here. I'm going to give both the positives and the negatives for why people want him, and so on and so forth, why he makes sense and why he doesn't make sense. But there is more of a clear bias here, because just like Sora and just like Shantae and one or two other characters I've mentioned in this series, he is a character that I heavily want, and it might be a little biased, like I said, but I am being fair here, like with everyone. No matter if I really don't get the love for the characters and the demand for the characters, I still give them some sort of positive for why they make sense, aka Waluigi and Shadow the Hedgehog. But then there's characters that I liked a lot, like Shantae and Sora, and I still tried to be fair and even and put the negatives in there too, because I didn't want to be 100% for them, because there are some things going against them. There's some negatives going against them and some reasons why they don't make sense. But Travis Touchdown in the No More Heroes franchise, a lot of people have been wanting to see him in Smash Bros. He was definitely a character I pushed heavily for in Smash Bros. 4 during those speculation days, and he's one of the heaviest characters I've been pushing for in this one. And right now he is sitting currently at my number 1 most wanted character on this list. So I'm, like I just said, even more so than Shantae and Sora, this is definitely more of a bias than anything. But like I said, I'm going to be fair here. So since I'm mostly going to be a positive person talking about why I think they make sense and why he deserves to get in, let's start with the negatives and start why Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes does not make sense to be in the Smash Brothers franchise. And I would basically say, like, one of the major things going against him is his franchise is still fairly small. Like, there's a lot of third parties out there that are really big and more, classic and old school, been around longer, more popular. But at the same time, a negative against that is Sakurai has said it doesn't matter if the character is popular or requested or their history or whatnot, as long as the character would make a fun moveset or a fun character he can make. That is it. But like I said, that does seem to be a negative for some characters, even though Sakurai specifically said that's not really a negative for characters. He is fairly new. His franchise is only about 12 years old, but at the same time, there's been third parties that are about as new as he is and still got in. There's characters from both Nintendo and third parties that are newer than he is and still got in, represented in some way, shape, or form, character or otherwise. But then there's a lot of third parties and other Nintendo characters that are older than him that have gotten in. So the concept of being too new isn't really a issue, because that happens every single Smash Bros. It's a mixture of old and new. But like him being known, that could be a negative, even though Sakurai specifically said that might not be the case, because there's a lot of people that are like Travis Touchdown who, and I especially seen that back in the Brawl days. But that's at the time the franchise was still new. It just came out. Like it was 2008 or so when that game came out. I think 2007 in Japan. I'm not fully sure. But nowadays, I still hear it every now and then. Like when they see Travis Touchdown, there's people that say who, because there's been people out there that don't play Suda 51 games. They've never played Travis Touchdown, or at least never played No More Heroes. So yes, I think a negative that's going against him is his lack of knowledge from other, from gamers and from people. Even though Sakurai himself has said that's not a negative, I think that's a negative at least from the fans' perspective and how they will react if he ever gets into Smash Brothers, or people that have requested him and they just don't understand it and don't get it, and like, why were you requesting this really unknown character? He's very niche. And Two, I think the censorship, like he is from an M-rated franchise, but that hasn't impacted the likes of Persona, Metal Gear Solid, and Bayonetta from getting represented in the Smash Bros. Getting in the Smash Bros. Solid Snake, Bayonetta, Joker, are all from M-rated franchise, all M-rated Japanese franchises too. So I think that might be a knock against his series, but it's not something they haven't done in Smash Brothers before. Joker comes from a very M-rated, blood, swearing type franchise. The thing is, they were able to cut that out. And they didn't bring in all the very violence and blood and guts and swearing from like Metal Gear. And then like Bayonetta, they censored her clothing and whatnot and her language and everything too. So they have censored them. So that's another knock against them, which is now clearly showing my bias, because I'm finding all the reasons I could say against them are all being knocked down. Yeah, that's really funny. But seriously though, it's like, I think an M-rated characters aren't automatically disqualified for going into Smash Bros. Because we've had about 3 to 4 of them so far. So it's not like it stops the series, stops the character from getting in, but I think that might be a roadblock, because they might want to go for more characters that are E and T rated, and we don't see enough M-rated characters in Smash Bros. Anyways, we don't see a whole lot of them. When we get a new M-rated character in Smash Bros., it's very, very rare, and they've been spaced out a lot. So does that automatically disqualify a character? No, but it might be a knock against some franchises and some characters, because censorship for certain franchises and for certain characters is a little bit harder to do than others. And I think that's really about all I could say is for the negatives. Like the censorship and how M-rated his franchises might disqualify him, as well as the fact he's still fairly niche and still fairly not all that popular. The No More Heroes series is still, No More Heroes 3 is probably one of the most anticipated games for a lot of people on the Switch, because it's been a long time since we've seen a numbered entry from No More Heroes. 10 years. 2010 was the last time we saw No More Heroes 2 on the Wii. And then there was Travis Strikes Again on the Switch, now PS4 and whatnot, which came out like 2 years ago? About 2 years, a year and a half, sometime. And people, that game was fun and cool, and I like it, but people have been wanting a real new sequel, the next main No More Heroes, and we're finally getting it. So even though he has the popularity, it's not everyone's cup of tea, and there's going to be people that question who he is, and that might be a knock against him in some way, even though Sakurai has specifically said that's not and does not hurt characters from getting into Smash Brothers. But yeah, those are the 2 negatives, I think. I don't really think there's anything else. Like, there's other third parties that might make more sense than him, and so on and so forth, that too. But like I said that about every character, and you can say that about any character, because Sakurai knows there's 1,000,001 characters that could probably make him Smash Brothers, but he can only pick and choose and only have so many each Smash. I wouldn't even say that's a negative, because there obviously are other characters that are fighting for spots and that could get into Smash Bros. And are deserving of spots in Smash Bros. Whether Travis Touchdown gets in before them, after them, instead of them get in instead of him, it all depends on Sakurai and how he wants to do things. So yeah, those are the 2 negatives. A franchise that M-rated that might be a little too hard to censor, and still fairly niche, even though it's gaining a very cult following now and is becoming a lot more popular, and a lot of people do tend to love Suda 51 games, and they like his style, his humor, how he presents the worlds and the characters and the universes and whatnot, his gameplay and everything. Now let's get into the positives. Why does Travis Touchdown make sense? Why do people that want him in Smash Bros. Ask for him to get in Smash Bros? Like, why should he deserve to get in? Well, first and foremost, I would say he is a growing third party on Nintendo. Like, most of his games besides Travis Strikes Again and then porting an updated version of the first one to the PS3 have been on Nintendo. 2 has never left Nintendo. It's been exclusively to the Wii. Travis Strikes Again was originally exclusive to the Switch before they ported it to PS4. And the first one was exclusive to the Wii before they did the updated version of it on like PS3 and I think 360. He is pretty much a Nintendo-oriented third party for the most part, besides like a few entries outside of it. Like Suda51 is friends with Sakurai, and I know that a lot of people say, "Oh, that's not a reason for him to get in," but then you have to remember why Snake originally got in, and it's because Kojima is friends with Sakurai, and his son apparently wanted like Snake in the Smash Brothers or something like that, and Kojima talked to him and said, "Can you please put me in?" And then we got the big reveal with the Brawl trailer when it was first shown off, which shocked the world. Like being friends with Sakurai and common interest of Sakurai do impact Smash Brothers. And then think Nintendo likes the franchise. I think they do heavily push it. And with Sakurai being friends of Suda, Nintendo would probably want that in there because it's a big advertising game, and Nintendo can benefit from advertising and making money off No More Heroes 3. Suda51 can get his character in Smash Bros., which more popularizes his franchise, gets his name more out there, which is one thing I think Suda deserves. His franchises, his games, I love his games. I think he deserves more recognition, and I think Smash Bros. Is the appropriate place for him to do that because it does that with numerous other games. It did it with Fire Emblem. It's done it with Xenoblade. It's done it with every single franchise Sakurai's ever decided to put and represent in it, if they weren't already. It's just a big marketing and advertising tool. And I think Suda51 being friends with him might impact that. Unique moveset. He would be a sword user, yes, and he'll be like, "I don't want sword users, there's too many of them, even though they're only 1/8 the franchise, the series. Oh my god, stop using swords. We need other weapons. We need more fist users, even though there's half the roster that fights with their feet and their hands." The sword haters I'll never get. But he doesn't just have his beam katana. First off, he has multiple beam katanas, so he can switch out between dual one, super long one, the regular lightsaber looking one. He has different ones. Then he also has his motorcycle. He can turn into a tiger. He can do Strawberry on the Shortcake going Super Saiyan. He can use his mech. He has wrestling moves. He would be able to freaking German suplex you and pile drive you and all that stuff. His moveset would be very, very diverse, which goes right back to my idea of Sakurai likes and wants to put characters in that are unique and fun and interesting. So just imagine him whacking you with his beam katana and then German suplexing you off the freaking stage. And like I said about the whole censorship thing, Nintendo censors stuff. The Switch, Smash Brothers has gotten away with, Bayonetta's clothes are her hair, but you never get to see her naked in Smash Brothers. You get to see her mostly naked in the Bayonetta franchise. They censored her. They censored the violence with Snake. They censored the violence with Joker. The only things you have to really censor with him are the recharge motion, which will probably be his gimmick. He has to recharge his thing. Just don't make it look like he's jacking off. And also his swearing, which could be just bleeps, which would be hilarious. Comical bleeps and make you just him breaking the fourth wall, being all Deadpool, what are you doing with me? Just imagine him reacting to the Smash Brothers game, censoring him breaking the fourth wall. It would be freaking hilarious. Like I said, moveset potential. Popularity is growing, and it still is for a Nintendo-oriented franchise that's very Nintendo-oriented. Friends with Suda51 Sakurai is, and whatever the heck else you could think about for Travis Touchdown. I can't really say anything else. I know my fanboyism is showing through, but he is my most wanted character, and I was trying to be fair to this video, but obviously I think there are more pros than cons going for him, and I think some of the cons that are going against him could easily be flipped and turned into pros depending on how you look at it and how you address that situation. I want him in Smash Brothers. Personally, he's my most wanted character for Smash Brothers as of now, after Shulk got him in Smash Brothers 4. And then followed by Shantae and Sora and everyone else. Byleth was on that list, or Three Houses in general, and that happened earlier this year. Yes. But that's about it. Suda51, the No More Heroes franchise. Travis Touchdown. What do you all think? Do you all think he deserves to get in? Do you think he should be in? Do you think he should make it in? Or do you think there's other third parties they should add in first? Do you think he should just never get in? Maybe he should be a Mii costume. Maybe he's more deserving of a Mii costume and music. Maybe they'll throw in some songs for a Mii costume, or whatever the heck else, a Sis trophy, or stickers and spirits and all that other crap. Put the comment section down below, because I know there's some people that want him, and I know there's some people that don't want him, but I'm on the side that wants him, and I really think he deserves to get in. I'm kind of happy with the whole rumors recently about him potentially being one of these next DLC characters in DLC 2, this current DLC. I would certainly be happy with it, and I know a lot of other people would. But I want to get your input. What do you guys think? You think he deserves to get in? Yes or no? Put in the comment section below. We can discuss it down there. Have fun. I'll see you all later in the next Smash Brothers discussion. Bye, everyone.